Unveiling the top 50 women's rugby players of 2025, a preview. Get ready to debate. The first names in the 2025 top 50 women's rugby players countdown have just dropped. As the Women's World Cup looms, Rugby Pass has teased its initial reveal of the globe's best female rugby stars. And opinions are already taking off like a Vittoria Minuzzi sprint. Australia's dynamic duo shine bright in a standout moment for Wallaroos fans. Maya Stewart and Desiree Miller secured spots in this year's tally. Stewart lands at number 41, and for good reason. Dubbed the most prolific try scorer in Wallaroos history, her 2024 dominance included snatching the team's Player of the Year award and clinching the nation's first silverware in the WXV2 tournament in Cape Town. That shock mean Miller, at number 50, had better gear up for 2025's action. But here's the twist. Could Australia's fresh faces shake up the rankings next year? Italy's speed demon enters the fray. At number 42, Vittoria Minuzzi proves age is not just a number. The fullback's been making waves since she sprang onto Italy's Azzurre scene at just 19, and now the world's taking notice of her breakneck pace and sharp vision. This is the part most people miss. Raw speed can change games, but can she maintain consistency under World Cup pressure? Global stars pop up early. The list so far reveals a cosmopolitan mix of talent, with USA's Alev Kelter and Rachel Johnson adding their names to the board. Ireland rocks 2 entries. Erin King and Aoife Dalton, proving the Emerald Isles rugby isn't just a men's game. Meanwhile, New Zealand's Sylvia Brunt, Scotland's Lana Skeldon, and France's Rose Bernadou remind us why they're international fixtures. But hold on, are there more surprises to come as Rugby Pass reveals the rest? What's your take? Should Kelter, a serial circular trophy standout, be higher up? Should Minuzzi's youth trump age Mucadle in the rankings? And this is the controversial part. Where's the balance between consistent performers and game-changing superstars? Peek the growing list here. Top 50 Women's Rugby Players 2025. https://www.rugbypass.com/topwomenrugbyplayers. Now it's your turn. Who'd make your top 10? Let the debate begin. Rugby's finest. Top 20 players to watch in the 2025 Rugby Championship. The 2025 Rugby Championship, a showcase of rugby excellence. As the 2025 Rugby Championship kicks off, all eyes are on the remarkable athletes who are not only competing, but also transforming the landscape of rugby among the Southern Hemisphere's most intense rivals. This year's top 20 players list celebrates a diverse mix of seasoned veterans and emerging talents, highlighting the sport's dynamic evolution in terms of skill, strategy, and character. Subscribe to Flow Rugby to catch all the Summer Rugby Internationals in 2025. https://flowrugby.com/live. Discover the 100 best rugby players in the world. The complete list. https://flowrugby.com/articles/100 best rugby players in the world. The full list. Key insights for every team in Week 4 of the 2025 July Rugby Internationals. https://flowrugby.com/live/21930/sign-up. https://flowrugby.com/https://flowrugby.com/live/111244. Key points for every team in Week 4 of the 2025 July Rugby Internationals. Kicking off our countdown at the 20th position is South Africa's Kwagga Smith, a dynamic flanker whose boundless energy and remarkable versatility make him a crucial asset to the Springboks. Affectionately named after a now-extinct zebra species, Smith has made a remarkable journey from Olympic Sevens champion to a dual Rugby World Cup victor in the XVs format. His exceptional speed during open play, resilience in physical confrontations, and ability to adapt to various positions showcase a player who not only thrives in chaotic situations, but also brings a sense of order to them. This list delves into the core of the Rugby Championship, spotlighting the game-changers, leaders, and rising stars from New Zealand, South Africa, Australia, and Argentina. With legacies at stake and new talents emerging, these 20 athletes are not just defining the present. they are also shaping the future of Southern Hemisphere rugby's illustrious narrative. 20. Quagga Smith, Shizuoka Blue Revs and South Africa. Quagga Smith, named after the extinct zebra species, is a unique and invaluable player in the rugby world, known for his relentless energy. His versatility allows him to seamlessly transition across the back row and even fill in at center or wing, making him a key player in South Africa's renowned 6-2 and 7-1 bench strategies. Discovered by Rassie Erasmus from the Sevens Circuit, Smith transformed from an Olympic medalist into a two-time Rugby World Cup champion in the XVs format. His tenacity at the breakdown, speed in open play, and ability to exceed expectations have made him an essential part of the Springboks' success. With over 50 caps for the national team and test tries against formidable opponents like New Zealand and Australia, Smith remains one of the most dynamic players in global rugby. His role as a utility forward is invaluable to South Africa's ambitions. 19. Tyrell Lomax, Hurricanes and New Zealand. As a cornerstone of New Zealand's scrum, Tyrell Lomax has emerged as one of the most formidable front-row players in the sport. Standing tall at 6'4" and weighing 130 kilograms, this powerhouse from Canberra is a relentless force both in set pieces and open play. Having previously represented Australia at the U20 level, Lomax made the bold decision to cross the Tasman with the clear goal of donning the black jersey, a dream he achieved in 2018. Now with 44 test caps, he has solidified his position as Scott Robertson's preferred tighthead. His impressive work ethic, physical dominance, and precise execution at the breakdown have made him an irreplaceable member of New Zealand's forward pack. After establishing himself with the Highlanders and now the Hurricanes, Lomax's ascent has been both rapid and sustained. A two-time Rugby World Cup finalist and the 2024 Maori Player of the Year, he is the son of league legend John Lomax and is carving out his own legacy in the 15-man game. 18. Siya Kolisi, Hollywood Bets Sharks and South Africa. Siya Kolisi is a trailblazer, a leader and a symbol of unity in the rugby world. Hailing from Desiree Township in Port Elizabeth, Kolisi's journey from modest beginnings to international fame has inspired countless individuals. He made his professional debut with Western Province in 2011 and later shone for the Stormers, eventually becoming their captain. In 2018, he made history as the first black captain of the Springboks, forever changing the narrative of South African rugby. Kolisi led South Africa to consecutive Rugby World Cup victories in 2019 and 2023, joining Richie McCaw as the only men to lift the trophy twice as captain. He also guided the Boks to a series win against the British Irish Lions in 2021 and multiple rugby championship titles. Currently playing for the Hollywood Bets Sharks, after a brief period with Racing 92, Kolisi is equally impactful off the field through the Kolisi Foundation, advocating for social justice, education, and equality in South Africa. 17. RG Snyman, Leinster Rugby in South Africa. RG Snyman is a physical marvel, a player who seems custom-built for rugby. At 6'9" and weighing 136 kilograms, he possesses the handling skills of a back and an exceptional offloading ability, making him a unique asset in both tight and open play. As a double World Cup winner with South Africa, Snyman's influence off the bench was pivotal in defining the Springboks' legendary bomb squad. After a challenging period at Munster due to injuries, his surprising move to Leinster yielded immediate success, culminating in a URC championship in 2025. When fit, few locks can rival his athleticism, awareness, or sheer presence on the field. Snyman combines physicality with creativity, whether he is bulldozing through defenders or executing miraculous offloads under pressure, showcasing a rare imagination in his play. Now firmly back on the global stage, the Viking remains one of rugby's most awe-inspiring and hard-to-ignore figures. Damian McKenzie, Chiefs and New Zealand. As he embarks on his 10th season of Test rugby, Damian McKenzie is finally being recognized as the All Blacks' first-choice fly-half, a long-awaited acknowledgement for one of the sport's most talented players. Often seen as a bench spark or utility player, The 62-cap Chiefs playmaker now has the opportunity to shape New Zealand's future under Scott Robertson. Known for his lightning speed and fearless approach, Mackenzie is a high-risk, high-reward player who excels when given the freedom to dictate play. His attacking instincts, daring offloads, and reliable kicking have made him a standout in Super Rugby, where he holds the record as the Chiefs' all-time leading scorer. However, his brilliance at the test level has often been stifled, until now. After a remarkable 2024 season where he led Test Rugby in total points and kicked crucial goals in victories over Ireland and England, Mackenzie has solidified his credentials as a true number 10. At 29, the time has come for this smiling assassin to transform potential into legacy and guide the All Blacks into a new era. 15. Handré Pollard, Leicester Tigers and South Africa. Handré Pollard stands as South African rugby's most composed and accomplished playmaker. A two-time Rugby World Cup champion, he has been the steady hand at fly half for the Springboks for over a decade. Renowned for his poise under pressure and precise goal kicking, Pollard was the top point scorer at RWC 2019 and was responsible for all of South Africa's points in the nail-biting 12-11 victory over New Zealand in the 2023 final. With over 770 international points, he ranks second on South Africa's all-time scoring list. Pollard began his professional journey with the Blue Bulls, followed by stints with Montpellier, NTT Docomo, and Leicester Tigers, where he played a pivotal role in the English Premiership. In 2025, he will return to the Bulls for a new chapter in the URC. A former junior world champion and World Rugby Junior Player of the Year, Pollard has consistently been a game changer, blending tactical acumen, physicality, and an unshakable temperament on rugby's grandest stages. 14. Wallace Satiti, Chiefs and New Zealand. Wallace Satiti's rise in 2024 was nothing short of extraordinary, earning him the title of World Rugby Breakthrough Player of the Year and the All Blacks Player of the Year. At just 22 years old, this loose forward entered international rugby with the confidence and physicality of a seasoned pro. For All Black supporters, his hard-hitting, ball-carrying, and natural sense of space brought to mind the legendary Michael Jones, an accolade that is both high praise and well-deserved. While Ardie Savea remained the team's dynamic star, it was Satiti's relentless work in tight situations that allowed the All Blacks to achieve greater balance under Scott Robertson's new leadership. Whether charging into heavy traffic or seamlessly linking with the backs like a natural playmaker, Satiti elevated the pack with every performance. Born in Samoa and raised across 3 countries, his diverse rugby background has shaped a player with both strength and finesse. If 2024 marked the beginning of his journey, the future of New Zealand rugby looks incredibly promising. Damian de Allende, Saitama Wild Knights and South Africa. In a Springboks jersey filled with flashy players, Damian de Allende excels in the gritty work that secures crucial victories. The 33-year-old inside center has earned a reputation as one of South Africa's most reliable warriors, tireless on both offense and defense, and unafraid to engage in heavy traffic. Whether powering through the gain line, thwarting opposition attacks, or making a subtle offload to ignite a bigger play, de Allende consistently prioritizes team success over personal accolades. A 2-time Rugby World Cup winner, with over 85 test caps, he embodies the physical and uncompromising style that characterizes Springboks rugby. Though he may not always be in the spotlight, he is often at the center of South Africa's most significant moments. From Munster to Japan and back, his club experiences have only sharpened his skills. In an era of flashy backs, de Allende is the backbone, tough, selfless, and endlessly reliable. 12. Joseph Suaalii, Waratahs and Australia. Every so often, a player emerges whose influence transcends the sport, and Joseph Suaalii is quickly proving to be just that. After electrifying the NRL as a teenager, the 21-year-old made a seamless and attention-grabbing transition to rugby union. In his Wallabies debut at Twickenham, he didn't just make an entrance, he dominated, earning Player of the Match honors and slicing through England's defense with both power and finesse. A generational talent with exceptional vision and footwork, Suaili combines the physicality of a traditional strike runner with the decision-making skills of a seasoned playmaker. His versatility, whether playing fullback, wing, or center, makes him a tactical asset for both the Waratahs and the Australian national team. While comparisons to Israel Folau are inevitable, Suaili's ability to connect with teammates and create space gives him a distinctive advantage. For a rugby union in need of global superstars, his arrival couldn't be more timely. If he maintains this trajectory, he could very well become the face of Australian rugby for the next decade. 11. Juan Cruz Melia, Stade Toulousain in Argentina. Following in the footsteps of Argentine legends like Hugo Porta and Juan Martín Hernández, Juan Cruz Melia has established himself as one of the most influential backs in world rugby. Whether in a World Cup quarterfinal or a Champions Cup final, he consistently delivers moments that can change the course of a match. With an innate ability to anticipate play phases and a talent for striking at crucial moments, Melia has become a key player for both his club and country. At Toulouse, he has scored 31 tries in 71 appearances, including a pivotal effort in their 2021 European final victory. His combination of composure and creativity unlocks defenses and elevates the performance of those around him. For Argentina, he has earned over 40 caps and has been a prominent figure in multiple rugby championships and World Cups. A proven winner with rare instincts, Melia's impact often extends beyond the statistics. He has the ability to change games. 10. Damian Willemse, DHL Stormers and South Africa. With his silky skills, sharp instincts, and remarkable versatility, Damian Willemse injects a unique energy into the Springboks backline. Whether playing fullback, fly half, or center, the Stormers star possesses an exceptional understanding of the game, complemented by elite athleticism and composure under pressure. At just 27 years old, he already boasts 2 Rugby World Cup winners' medals, making him the youngest player in history to achieve this feat. Having burst onto the scene straight out of Paul Roos Gymnasium, Willemse has matured into a key player for both club and country. His adaptability allows the Springboks to utilize their bench strategy effectively, and his ability to break down defenses makes him a threat from any position. Off the field, Willemse is equally purposeful, advocating for environmental causes and social upliftment in his hometown of Strand. With his potential still on the rise, a 3rd World Cup title could very well be within reach by 2027. Scott Barrett, Crusaders and New Zealand. Resilient, relentless, and quietly exceptional, New Zealand captain Scott Barrett has forged a legacy of his own, despite sharing a surname with 2 of rugby's most prominent figures. Since making his All Blacks debut in 2016, the physical Crusaders lock has accumulated over 80 test caps, earning a reputation as one of the best in tight exchanges while leading with a calm authority amidst chaos. In 2024, Barrett was appointed as the All Blacks captain, tasked with steering a new era under fresh leadership, a significant shift in New Zealand rugby. His unflashy yet formidable style, particularly in the intricacies of breakdowns and mauls, makes him a cornerstone for both club and country. A Super Rugby stalwart and Rugby World Cup veteran, Barrett has been a constant presence through New Zealand's recent highs and lows. At 31, he remains the driving force of a team that is always striving for perfection. 8. Jesse Kriel, Canon Eagles and South Africa. If there's a player who epitomizes resilience, it is South Africa's Jesse Kriel. Once heralded as the future of Springboks rugby alongside his twin brother Dan, Kriel burst onto the international scene 3 years after graduating from Maritzburg College. Now with over 80 caps, the versatile center has experienced the full spectrum of elite rugby, culminating in 2 Rugby World Cup victories and enduring setbacks, including losing his starting position to Lucanio Am. Kriel's ability to persevere has defined his career. Often overlooked and underrated, he stepped into the starting 15 at the 2023 World Cup following Am's injury and never looked back. 10 years into his test career, He continues to perform consistently at the highest level for both South Africa and Japan's Cannon Eagles. Quietly reliable and fiercely dedicated, Kriel is the type of player every championship team needs, even if not every fan fully appreciates his contributions. 7. Oxenchae, Hollywood bets Sharks and South Africa. As the backbone of South Africa's formidable scrum, world-class loosehead prop Oxenchae's dominance in set pieces has been crucial to the Springboks' recent achievements. Renowned for his combination of raw power and technical skill, the Hollywood bets Sharks star has emerged as arguably the best scrummager in modern rugby. Early in his career, Nche diligently honed his skills through the Varsity Cup, junior internationals, and domestic competitions before making a name for himself on the global stage. Since earning his Springboks debut, he has played a vital role in stabilizing South Africa's pack, providing a solid foundation for the team's power-driven game plan. Now with nearly 40 caps, his influence extends beyond sheer strength. His agility, work ethic, and humility have garnered him admiration worldwide. As South Africa's first-choice number 1, Nche has solidified his place in Springboks history while continuing to write new chapters in green and gold. 6. Eben Etzebeth, Hollywood bets Sharks and Springboks. Eben Etzebeth embodies the essence of Springbok toughness, unyielding, relentless, and always present. Now entering his 14th year of international rugby, the towering lock stands as South Africa's most capped player, a two-time Rugby World Cup champion, and a living legend of the sport. While time has tempered some of his explosiveness with the ball, Etzebeth's physical dominance, rugby intelligence, and leadership remain as strong as ever. In closely contested matches, he often proves to be the Springboks game-changer, delivering crucial moments when the stakes are highest. Whether lifting the 2024 Challenge Cup with the Sharks or leading the Boks to Rugby Championship success, his presence commands respect. Debuting in 2012, Etzebeth quickly became the heartbeat of South Africa's pack. His mastery in lineouts, bone-crushing tackles, and memorable moments have become part of rugby folklore. At 33, he remains a giant, both feared and revered, as he continues to shape the Springboks' legacy. 5. Will Jordan, Crusaders. 2025's best female rugby talent, top 50 women's rugby players revealed. The wait is over. Unveiling the top 50 women's rugby players of 2025. As the Women's Rugby World Cup takes center stage, we can't help but look back at the incredible 7 months of thrilling rugby that have led up to this moment. Who can forget Aoife Wafer's powerful try-line barges in the Women's Six Nations, or Portia Woodman-Wycliffe's dazzling pace and footwork in the Pacific 4 Series? Every moment has been a treat for fans. And now it's time to tackle the ultimate question: who are the best female rugby players in the world right now? With so many talented players dominating the women's game, narrowing it down to just 50 is no easy feat. But after careful consideration and expert analysis, we're excited to unveil our list of the world's top 50 women's rugby players for 2025. The countdown begins. We'll be revealing the top players over the coming days, so be sure to check back tomorrow to see who's made the cut. The challenge of choosing the best. With the world's top teams converging on England for the Women's World Cup, the debate about who are the best players is heating up. It's not just about individual talent. We also need to consider factors like leadership qualities, athletic ability, and reputation built over years of service. That's why we've assembled a global panel of expert journalists, including Lucy Lomax, Imogen Ainsworth, Finn Morton, Ned Lester, Francisco Isaac, Willie Billiard, and Joe Harvey, to carefully curate and agree on the list. We know there will be disagreements and alternative opinions, but we want to hear from you. This is an open invitation to join the conversation and celebrate the amazing players who make our sport so special. A few important notes about our selection criteria. Only players who have participated in international 15s rugby this calendar year are eligible for the rankings. We've included players who are currently injured as their talent and contributions to the sport can't be ignored. Off-field influence wasn't a factor in our decision-making process. But we do have an honorable mentions list that recognizes players like Alona, who are making a significant impact beyond the pitch. So, who do you think deserves the top spot? Do you agree with our expert panel's choices? Share your thoughts and join the debate. And this is the part most people miss. The real challenge lies not in selecting the top 50, but in recognizing the countless talented players who are pushing the boundaries of women's rugby every day. As we celebrate the achievements of these incredible athletes, let's also acknowledge the dedication, hard work, and passion that drives them to excel. But here's where it gets controversial. What role should off-field influence play in determining the best women's rugby players? Should we consider factors like social media presence, community engagement, and advocacy when evaluating a player's impact on the sport? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic, so be sure to share your opinions in the comments below. Stay tuned for the next installment of our Top 50 Countdown, and get ready to join the conversation that's shaping the future of women's rugby.